To make your Roman arch with columns, you will need 2 toilet rolls, some cardboard and some paper. You'll also need a scissors, glue or sellotape. So in this video, you will see how to make a very easy Roman arch. I've got 2 toilet rolls, 1 strip of cardboard and some paper and my scissors, and I've also got some glue. So obviously the toilet rolls are going to be the pillars that hold up your archway. So my strip of cardboard is from a packet of biscuits. So you can see one side is white and the other side is colored. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to very easily wrap it in paper to make it all the same color. So I'm going to put some glue on it, stick it down onto the paper. Okay, and it's a bit wider, it's a bit cleaner. I can fold it over on this side. Do the same thing. And now I've got a nice white strip for my archway. Okay, so really easy. So what we're going to do is you are going to bend it into an arch shape. Now, I've only used 1 piece of cardboard. You could use more to make it stronger. And we're going to attach it to our columns like this. But our columns are a different color, so we need to do the same thing. Now, I've got them the same, so they all look the same. They're all covered in white, so it'll make it look a bit nicer. You can see I need to glue that a bit better. So I will stick that and make that better. But they're a bit boring, so we need to think about what kind of design, what kind of columns are there going to be on your arches. So think about what we've learned so far. You could also use Mr. Blackwood's example of your columns. So maybe you could try make the columns his way. So if you watch this video, you'll see how he did it and added his design. So Mr. Blackwood rolled up paper or card to make his columns, or you can do it how I've done it using toilet roll. So it's up to you how you make yours. So on Mr. Blackwood's video, you could see he added some detail on top of his column. So if I do one example for you, I got a strip of paper, and what he did is he cut patterns all along the top to stick onto his column. Now that's too big for one, so that will work perfectly for both. Okay, so you can see it wraps the whole way around. So if I just really quickly stick that one. Okay, so now I've got a much better design, much nicer looking design for the top of my Roman column. You can also draw the designs onto the paper as well, and that will make it look nice. So now I've got my arch and I've got my columns with my designs. Remember, you can add more detail by drawing on them onto the arch, onto the columns as well. So now I need to put them together. And for this one, I'm actually going to use some sellotape this time. You can use glue as well, but I think sellotape might be a bit stronger and a bit better for this example. So how I'm going to do it. So you can see my column might even be a bit too big. I'm just going to use this as an example. You can see it's a bit wider, so you might cut it in half and then it might fit better. But just for my example, I'm going to keep it this size. Okay, so I'm going to stick it up towards the top. So now I've stuck them together. I've made my columns with my archway, but when I let go, look what happens. Remember, we learned that the part at the bottom, we needed some force here to hold it in place to stop it spreading, because the arches want to spread open. So we need to use something to hold it down. So I'm going to get a cardboard board like the ground, and stick it onto that to hold it in place. I'm also going to glue on the inside and the pillar to make it stick a bit nicer and be a bit more secure. So you can see that's more secure now. So I've got my archway with my pillars. I've got my ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on here. You can see it's still open, so I need to tape that down to hold it in place because the force is too great. And we know that we need to use this engineering to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. And there is my finished Roman archway. I've got my columns, I've got my arch, I've added some detail. Remember, you can draw on it as well. I need to make sure it's stuck properly, and I've made sure the arch doesn't open, so I needed to tape it down or stick it down to a piece of cardboard. So that is one of your options for what you could make for your activity today. Remember, this is a guide for how to make your Roman archway with columns. You can add different details. You can add a base to the bottom of the top. You can construct it in a different way. Be as creative as possible to create your amazing Roman archway with columns.